joined in earlier, my apologies. We had a bit of a connection problem, so I'm just going to go ahead and record the whole thing and upload it in one shot so you don't have to wait around for my internet. We started with just loosening up a little bit. As I was saying, we're going to do some standing movements and some warming up for the shoulders and self-massage for the shoulders and arms today. So go ahead and shake out a little bit. I'm standing here, but I guess you could do some of this stuff seated if you need to. You just go for it. Just try to shake off anything, any tension that you're holding on to, bouncing up a little bit up and down on the knees. Helps a little bit, and if it's comfortable for your back and comfortable for everything else and you're not going to bring down the plaster, then you can bounce up and down on the heels a little bit and really let almost that rhythmic movement shake out any extra tension. So you're just like a wet noodle. So, moving on from there, let's get our position. So you're going to bend the knees probably about 5, maybe at most 10 degrees here. Sorry that you can't see it. I'm going to lower the camera a little bit, but sorry you can't see my knees right at the moment, but they're there. And then what I'm going to do is rock the pelvis forward and backwards. So you're going to pull pubic bone up, curl the tail underneath, squeeze in the bum. Then arch the back slightly and let the pubic bone go down, back between the legs. So forward and back. Just to get a feeling how much movement is there. Even going side to side a little bit if you like. And we'll settle into a more neutral spine, which means a little bit of squeeze in the butt. The abdominal muscles are turned on, but they're not super tight, just switched on a little bit. So you should feel some engagement right down from the ribs. Right down to the hips, and sit into the position a little bit. It's almost like you're sitting to a high chair. Okay? Try to get comfortable there. Take your hands, place them just below the belly button. And we're going to take a few moments here to just breathe. And as you breathe in, you're going to allow that belly to expand into your hands. And as you exhale, you're going to allow the belly to just contract back towards the spine. So just at a normal, comfortable rhythm for you. Inhale, exhale. Feel that you're sitting into the position rather than standing up or sticking your bum out. Curl the bum in slightly. Lean your weight back more towards the heels. Nice. So we're going to let the arms hang aside. We want to keep all of what we just did in place as we go through the next movements. Just let the arms hang by the side. We're going to roll the shoulders up towards the ear, slide them back, squeezing in between the blades, the inner blades of the shoulders. Drive them down like you're carrying great big heavy weights, then forward, then up, then back. Try to see if you can squeeze through the full range of motion, as high, as low as you can go, as far back, as far forward. It may create some noise. That's perfectly normal. Don't worry. Pain's another thing. If there's pain, you need to back off and start to look at what that's all about. And then coming backwards to forward, same thing, down, back, squeeze, up, forward, back, and then loose. Now we're going to start to move in a way that loosens up the arms and shoulders a little bit. Ballistic movement. So what I want you to do is imagine that your arms are more like ropes. Just think of them as loose ropes, and there's no strength coming from the arms at all. It's all coming from the center of the body. And first we're just going to rotate. And as you rotate, you're moving from the hips, and the arms are kind of just coming along for the trip. And I'm going to let my hands just gently tap my sides as I do it. I'm not trying to cream myself here, like give myself a big wallop. I'm just letting everything hang. Nice. Really try to loosen up the arms and let them be limp. Of course, you want to make sure you're far enough away from anybody so that you don't end up slapping anybody. Nice. Good. Okay, then we're going to turn towards the left side and just make a half circle with the arm. Same thing here. Let it be super loose. All the movement is coming from the middle of your body. It's your abs, it's your hip muscles, it's the legs. You're going to feel that the circulation, the energy is moving out towards the fingertips. Let it be as loose and as strong a swing as you're comfortable with. And if you feel good with that and you have the space, you can go ahead and do a full circle. Good, and relax. Now we're going to turn over to the other side. Same thing here. Moving from the middle of your body, half circle swing. Let it follow through. It's just like what they talk about follow through in a golf swing. This feeling of you move with the trunk muscles and you follow through with the arms. Just like a big piece of wet spaghetti. Good. Of course, you have shoulder injuries. You have to be a little protective of it. But really, otherwise, try to let the arm go limp. And then maybe you'll feel comfortable to do a full circle. Nice. Now, both arms at the same time. One's going to come forward, the other one goes back. Similar to doing a sort of a skiing movement, yeah? Let the arms be loose, shoulders relax. Try to smile. Looks pretty cool. My arm's going to go right through the camera. Okay, now if you got the inspiration to do it, you might try going both arms at the same time. I'm a little bit limited in space here. Well, maybe I can do it sideways. So one's going forward, one's going backwards. Loose, 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 loose. This might take a little while to get. Don't worry, it's working on your brain as well. Try doing it slow. One is forward, one back. Both together. Others forward, others back. Both together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you combine it. Something to work on. Beautiful. Arms forward, cross one over, then cross the other over, and then open to the side. As I'm going to the side, I'm turning my palms face up, and I'm throwing my arms open. So 1, 2, open. So thumbs in, thumbs out. Thumbs in, thumbs out. Thumbs in, thumbs out. Good, and shake it. Should feel like things are warming up a little bit already. We're going to grab hold of either, it's going to be either a yoga block or a book or something that's kind of yoga block like. Whatever you happen to have in the house is fine. I'll use a yoga block if I have one. If you don't have one, it's okay. So you might have seen this one before. It's one of my favorites from the Bagua system of Chinese martial arts. It's the tea exercise, or the tea ceremony. So you imagine you have a hot cup of tea and you need to make 2 full circles with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the tea in towards my chest. Then I bring the tea straight out to the side. You notice that I don't want to dump the tea ever, right? And then forward, then it passes either over the head or out to the shoulder, and then back forward again. Let me do it again. 1 full movement. Around, back over, and to the middle. Now if you have a block, first of all, maybe that's enough for you. It's not the easiest exercise to do the first time. If the shoulder's a little stiff, or if the coordination's not there, you might need to do it without. But if you have something like this, try it with that. And the idea is we'll pass it under there. I almost lost it. Over. And you notice that my goal here is that the block doesn't fall down. So take a few times to do that. Let's try the other side. You can do it with the block, without the block. If you find the block keeps falling down, try it without for a while, and then try it with. But absolutely do it with the block first before you try doing it with an actual cup of tea, okay? That's safety first, okay? Good. And I like to let my body move a little bit as I do it. You could try doing it standing straight, but I like to flow a little bit with it. I feel that that loosens my back up nicely at the same time. Also, try reversing. Ooh, what's that? Nice. Good, and you can try going from one side, oh, 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 to the other, and make a continuous movement. Nice, guys, good. Okay, things are loosened up a little bit, we've moved a little bit. Now we're going to bring some juice into the shoulders, and believe it or not, you can make a little yoga block like this, just a few ounces. Feel like you're lifting 100 pounds with these exercises. There's two variations, and we're doing it in 3 positions. The first variation has us pressing the block. So you want to have the whole surface of the hand against the block. So it's not in like this or like this, but nice and flat against the edges. If it's a book, same thing here. I can't press as much on the book, but I can do all right. So I'm going to just try and squeeze as hard as I can into the block. And we're going to start by having the arms out straight. Squeeze the block, and you're going to drag the shoulders back, and you're going to push the shoulders forward, and drag the shoulders back, and push the shoulders forward, and really squeeze that block. If you're squeezing and putting a lot of energy and intention into it, it's going to feel like a workout. You might actually break a sweat. Okay? The second variation, we'll grab the edges of the block and try to pull it. Just imagine there's a big prize in the middle and you need to pull it into 2 pieces to get the prize. And again, pull, push the shoulders forward, drag the shoulders back. Push the shoulders forward, drag the shoulders back. Back and forth. I like to breathe as I'm doing. I'm going to inhale as I come forward and squeezing, exhale. That's where the biggest effort is. Squeezing as I come back. Okay. We'll do a few rounds. Now we're going to do it overhead. I'm going to lower myself down so you can see what I'm doing. But it's the same thing. First, pressing like this. And then over the head. Press, 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 press. And guys, this is really tough, but try. Shrug the shoulders up. Press. Shrug the shoulders down. Shrug the shoulders up. Press. Shrug down. A few more times. It's hard work. Do the best you can. Like I said, it feels like 100 pounds. And relax. Take a second for the blood to come back to your arms. Shake it out. The last position we're going to do is behind the back, guys. So basically, I'm going to go into this position here. I want a little bit of bend in the elbows. Don't try to lock the elbows up. Keep a little bit of a bend. And then please also roll the shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders back and down. At first, maybe the block is up against your butt, but we're going to try to lift it away from the butt. Do what you can, okay? Don't hurt yourself. Take it easy. And then eventually you'll build it up, okay? So, standing up nice and straight, tuck the chin in, press, squeeze the block, and see if you can keep squeezing the block and lift the block a little bit away from your bum. Woo! Some deep breath. Keep squeezing the block, lift, lift, lift. Keep squeezing the block, lift, squeeze, lift, breathe. And finally relax. Guys, I missed one, right? We were going to do overhead. We didn't do this one. Pulling. So let's do it. So once again, I'm just kneeling down so you can see. Pull, rip it in 2. Try to get the prize in the middle of the block and then up and down. See if you can bring the arms back a little bit. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You don't have to massacre yourself doing this. Just put some energy into it. And if you're tired, you need to rest, it's fine. Good. Now we'll do the same thing pulling behind the back. And I'm sorry I was out of order there. You know what to do next time. So, we're going to grab the edges of the block, pull, lift it away from your hips, roll the shoulders back. Nice long neck. Pull, 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 pull. See if you can lift. Keep breathing. And relax. By now you should feel a fair amount of heat, fair amount of energy in your shoulders. That's a beautiful thing. So if you're finding you have this feeling of tension, stress, fatigue in the shoulders, stretching is nice, but sometimes actually doing a little bit of exercise like this brings some blood into the area, contracting, relaxing the muscles, might even do you more good than stretching. Speaking of stretching, we will do at least 1 here though. So what we're going to do here Now we'll do two more things. Okay. Taking the arms forward, make fists, squeeze the fists as hard as you can. Squeeze, squeeze. Now pull back the shoulders. Pull them back, pull them back, pull them back. Keep the shoulders pulled back. Squeeze the shoulders together. Imagine you have a $100 bill between your shoulders that you don't want to drop. Now we're going to open the palms. Keep the shoulders squeezed back as you slowly open the arms. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Don't lose the squeeze, but bring your arms back as far as they'll go. Keep squeezing and breathe because your heart rate might be going up right now. Then we start to bend the elbows nice and slow. Squeezing the shoulders. Squeeze everything. Squeeze everything. Then, if you can, we're going to externally rotate the shoulders as we keep squeezing. I just got a cramp. Maybe you're going to get a cramp too. Shake it off if you do. Then start the whole thing over again. And now what we're going to do, keep everything squeezed as it is. Slowly, slowly, reaching the fingers up. Touch the fingertips together. Then, exhale. Bring the elbows to the sides of the ribs. And relax. Whoo! That was a good one for me. Hope it was for you too. Okay, we're going to go into some little bit more gentle stuff now. Reaching the right arm up. Reach, reach, reach. Try to make more length. Imagine you're screwing in the light bulb on the Sistine Chapel. I don't know if there are any, but just imagine. Take the other arm. Reach over. We're going to grab into latissimus dorsi muscle here and just gently peel it off. Peel it off. Peel it off. Or get as close as you can. It's fine. Then you're going to bring the opposite arm over. Cross either like this, or I'll show you in a second. You either do the hands like this if you got the space, or it's just as good to reach over and give yourself a big hug. So if you're here, what you're going to do is try to keep the shoulders down and lift the elbows a little bit. Okay? If you're here, it's the same thing. You keep the shoulders down and you try to lift the elbows a little bit. I'm going to do it from here, just so you see what's happening. Just take a few moments there, breathe. So you're going to feel lots of stuff in the shoulders and the back here. And let that go. Other side. Reach, 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 reach. Everybody's going to look different. Just do what you can. Okay? And then reaching the other arm across. See if you can't grab hold of that shoulder. Peel it forward a little bit. Nice. And then stacking one elbow on top of the other. It's fine to be here. If you're there, that might help you concentrate more on gently lifting up the shoulders, or the elbows I should say. The shoulder blades stay down. Or otherwise, perhaps you come into this shape. It's really up to you. Take a few deep breaths. See what feels good. Nice. And we'll relax and shake that one out a little bit. Okay, what was the next one going to be? Yeah. So, we'll interlace the fingers. Now you're going to try to punch the fists forward, right? So you're going to go into this kind of shape. It's protracted shoulder blades. Good. Keep that protracted shape. It's almost like you're squeezing the wings out of your back. And you're going to rotate over to one side. And rotate and let that back open up on that side. So I'm keeping my feet planted here. I'm not rotating. You could do this seated. The rest of the stuff we could do, if you want to sit down, feel free. You can do it all seated. If you want, you take the other arm underneath and add a little bit of stretch like this. Wave. And then release. Same thing, other side. Punch everything forward. This is really spreading out the shoulder blades, the wings on the back. And then open up. You notice that first the arms move, right? And I give myself an opportunity to stretch out that side of the back between the shoulder blades, and then I'm going to allow the rest of myself to turn into it. Good. And relax. Very nice. So we'll move into a little bit of self-massage territory. The first thing I like to do is just make a very loose fist. So it's not a tight fist, just a very loose fist. And I'm just going to work my way down the front of the arm with a very gentle tapping, okay? So you can just sort of feel your way, how it feels good for you to shake up the muscle a little bit, wake it up. I'm not hitting myself very hard, just very loose, just a loose tapping. For me, like the forearm from years of massage therapy work is a little bit tight. So I give myself a little extra juice there. Maybe your shoulders even, if you want, you could even do the upper pectoral region there. Up and down. Then flip the arm and we'll go up this way. This exercise they use a fair amount in Qigong. The idea is Chinese energy, meditation, energy work. The idea being that you're sort of awakening the different meridian lines as you go. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Starting with the palm face down, just a gentle tap. Gentle tap. Nothing too aggressive. Friendly. Knocking on the door. If you find an interesting spot, work it a little bit more. Again, for me, the forearm's always an issue. So I work there. I'm going to turn my palm face up and go up the other side. Even across the chest a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. You're going to feel it's buzzing a little bit, tingling a little bit. That's nice. We'll take the fingers clasped, interlaced, rolling the wrist. I like to do this with the elbows close together. I feel it gives the wrist a little bit more juice. And really try to get the full range of motion of the wrists. And other direction, same thing. Okay, and then we're going to take the right elbow. Look, I'm going to pass the hand over and under and over and under a few times. Just to loosen up the elbow. Nice, good. And same thing on the other side. Good. So let's just go up and down the arms. We won't do a lot of massage here. We're kind of coming to the close of our little workout. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a hook with the fingers, and I'm looking for the trapezius muscle back here. As they say, the trapezius is the squeezius. So find your trapezius just above the shoulder blade, and you're going to sort of drag it forward, and then we're going to roll the shoulder. Okay? So you can go nice and slow. It's really up to you to move the fingers around and explore and find the spots that work the best for you. This is really juicy for me right now. If you find a really good spot and you want to just hang out there a little bit, go for it. Anytime this arm starts to get fatigued, take a second, shake it out, and you can go on back. This is something you could easily spend a good 15 minutes just doing. So feel free to dig in afterwards. Let's do the other side a little bit. Again, when you have an awkward spot like this, the best thing to do is use the movement of your body to dig in, right? So instead of trying to use the strength of my fingertips here, I'm planting them and I'm rolling the muscles underneath, using the bigger muscles of my chest, my pectorals, and my lats. So that's a better way to do it, so you don't get worn out and stiff. Whoa, there's some cracks. Good. Do the front of the shoulder, same thing. And I'm just making sort of a spear with my four fingers pressed together. I'm pushing up underneath the collarbone. I'm just working my way up and down the collarbone as I roll the shoulder. Nice, guys.